Driven not only by the desire to be healthy but also concern for the planet, the vegan movement is picking up steam. From family festivals where everyone gets to try popular dishes made with plants instead of animals, to food and wine festivals where well-known chefs and nutrition experts demonstrate that eating plants can be tasty. But be careful. Swapping meat for mushrooms in a recipe is one thing, and eating a veganized version of junk food is likely not the way to go.
The key is to look for nutritious and high foods that are dense in nutrition instead of dense in calories and so forth.
As I read the studies and interviewed doctors, I began to understand the healing, anti-inflammatory, and regenerative power of plants. But what if what people are looking for is to get strong, build muscle?
A lot of players, like top players, they doing plant-based. Why? All of them say is because the recovery is faster.
Cesar Berrios, known on social media as Soy el Vegano, is a personal trainer who used to eat what many athletes consider is a clean diet to build muscle, filled with lean meats and veggies.
I only eat like a chicken breast and sometimes meat and a lot of milk protein. And I say I was living in like a healthy lifestyle.
But that changed in 2014.
8 years ago, I have the diagnosis with arthritis. I had a lot of inflammation in my body. I wasn't able to move my joints. I wasn't able to exercise. My life was so sad.
Cesar was diagnosed with spondyloarthritis, a type of arthritis that attacks the spine and in some people their arm and leg joints.
Now, you went to your doctor and what did they tell you?
He told me you have a autoimmune disease, and the treatment for this disease is anti-inflammatory and immunosuppressors. And you have to take this medicine for your whole life.
He says the meds helped with the inflammation, but the side effects were difficult to live with.
Yeah, I have a lot of side effects, my skin, my hair. So yeah, my side effect was in one point was worse than the disease. I was in depression because I say I'm super healthy, I'll go to the gym every day. So to be honest with you, it's the first time I say this. I think to kill myself in one moment because I say I don't want to live my whole life with pain and inflammation, because what's really sad, I remember I was walking like an old guy.
In his darkest hour, he says he started searching for another way to heal and found doctors prescribing green juices to bring down inflammation, and one physician in Venezuela went even further.
And he said you should eliminate food what create inflammation in your body. Milk, meat, chicken, fish, and you're gonna see how your body change.
Though he thought it a crazy idea, he decided to give it a shot and began juicing in the morning.
The first day was horrible. I remember I just close my nose and drink the juice. But I say if I take the medicine, it's give me a lot of side effects. I can try this, and that really helped me. I try the juice and I say, okay, this is working. And I say, I don't really like meat. And yeah, I eat chicken because the protein, and I eat eggs because the protein. And I say, okay, I can't stop this because I don't want to be with muscle, but not able to walk or move.
After removing all the animal protein and adding plant foods to his diet, he says his inflammation disappeared, and 6 months later he was strong and began to study the relation between nutrition and disease.
So 8 years later, now you don't take any pills?
At all, just nutrition, lifestyle, and yeah, no pills at all.
Cesar now promotes a plant-based diet not only as a way to heal, but as part of his physical training, dispelling the belief that you need animal protein to build muscle.
And you've been able to build muscle on a plant-based diet?
I think so. Yeah, you're completely able to build muscle. It's about amino acid. You have to eat a lot of antioxidant food, because that's gonna help you to recover faster. And when you work out one day and the next day, if you wanna work out again, you have to be able to do it.
As for that exorbitant amount of animal protein he used to consume, like many athletes still do, he says he learned that wasn't necessary. According to the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, eating protein doesn't equal big muscles. Instead, muscle growth is a complex process that relies on adequate consumption of protein and calories, hormones the body produces, including human growth hormones and testosterone, and a healthy dose of physical activity.
How do you build muscle without animal protein?
Because it's not just one nutrient. It's a lot of it's the combination of workout, nutrients, and I take protein. Plants have protein, legumes have protein, soy have protein. So you don't really need to build muscle with eating tons of protein. The first thing what you need to know is how many grams per protein you need.
According to the Academy of Nutrition, protein from food does help repair the damage from exercise, but Evelise says we don't need as much protein as we think, and it doesn't have to come from animal foods.
Standard American diet or Western diet has 4 to 5 times more protein than we actually need. We only need to consume about 8 to 10% of our calories from protein. So as long as we're eating enough, we should get enough.
They recommend you consume 0.35 grams of protein per pound of body weight. So a person who weighs 165 pounds should consume about 60 grams of protein a day. But the average American consumes almost double that amount, which some doctors say can negatively affect the organs that have to process it.
Yes, we need animal protein. And guess what? We make it ourselves because we are animals. And we make animal protein from the plant protein that we eat.
And if you're a professional athlete and need to replenish more protein, we found some plant sources have more than animals do. According to the Department of Agriculture's database, 100 grams of black beans contain 24.4 grams of protein along with fiber and minerals, while a 100-gram porterhouse steak has 22.7 grams of protein, no fiber, but a fair share of cholesterol.
Where do you get your protein?
I eat a lot of legumes. I eat hemp seed, which I love because with 2 tablespoons, you can get 10 grams of protein. I eat a lot of kale, spinach, I eat mushrooms. I try to eat more vegetables, anti-inflammatory food, antioxidant.
He says eating this way allows him to train more often.
When you recover faster, you can train more.
Yeah, I train twice a day.
Cesar says under his doctor's supervision, he stopped taking medications and only consumes B12, a vitamin not found in plant foods.
Everybody, that's following this lifestyle should have a good source of vitamin B12. You should get your levels tested as well. And it's not a problem only of people that are whole food plant-based. For people that eat meat, obviously, they're consuming the vitamin B12 produced by the bacteria of the animals that they're eating. And when we were living out in nature and drinking water, from the lake and being exposed to the bacteria out, we were getting our vitamin B12. But we live in a society that's clean, and so, we're not getting enough. So we should really emphasize on that.
In our next episode, we ask the question, if this type of nutrition can really prevent and reverse chronic diseases, then
Why don't doctors tell you this?
Because we don't learn it in medical school.